Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the BettorOff NBA Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Devan, and with me is my co-host, Celeste. How are you doing today, Celeste?
I am good. I'm feeling ready to talk some NBA. I feel a little out of shape with it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we have been on a bit of a 2-week hiatus. We had a couple situations. I was gone the first weekend. I was on a trip, and then last weekend there was Armageddon in Texas, so Celeste had to take cover in their nuclear bunker because the winter storms were so bad. But I'm glad it's good now. I'm just kidding, but yeah. All right, cool. We can jump right into it. We're gonna start obviously with like the biggest news that's been going on around the NBA. Everyone has been talking about it. The trade deadline just hit, and so many trades happened. Obviously, the biggest one that everybody's been talking about is the Harden to the Sixers, Simmons to the Nets trade. That in itself was absolutely insane. But I'm just going to highlight a couple of the other trades before we talk about that one, because I know we have a couple things to say about that one. Couple interesting trades that I saw. Mavs dealed Kristaps Porzingis to the Wizards. I think it's actually really cool that Luka Doncic is like the lone wolf now in Dallas, because he's just going to get to show off how good he is even more now. Like, he had 51 last night or something like that. Something just ridiculous, and it just shows that he does not need help. That dude is something else. Hornets picked up Montrezl Harrell. I saw Marvin Bagley went to the Pistons in like a 4-way trade. I don't remember what was in that one. The Raptors added Young, and they swapped him for Goran Dragic. How do you feel about that trade, Celeste?
Well, I'm kind of hearing like we'll probably buy out Dragic. I don't think that he's actually going to play for the Spurs. But I'm just like anything that's happened with the Spurs. Like if you follow Spurs Twitter, like everyone's like shaking in their boots because this is never like we've never really been in rebuild mode, but it feels like we're actually committing to this.
Yeah, I feel like they're definitely in rebuild mode.
Yeah.
And sometimes as a team you just have to accept that, you know?
Yeah.
It's wild. Was there any other ones that you saw that I didn't write down?
So we had the Spurs also traded Derek White to the Celtics for I think it's Josh Richardson, and I believe that's his name. And
Yes.
and the like a pick or something. But that one was the one that really shook a lot of people, and I felt kind of sad because it's hard. Like, I've seen a lot of tweets that are like kind of just really hard on these players for getting traded and stuff. But like, I can't imagine, you're with your team, like these are your buddies, and then just like you need to move to Boston tomorrow. You need to move somewhere. Like, it's easier said than done because I know they have a lot of money and they can afford to do that, but it still sucks for anyone. But with White, like, the team loved him, the community loved him, and he did a lot of good things for San Antonio. But I do think it's the right decision because I really felt like we were really looking for him to like go back to that Spurs Nuggets playoff series, and he was killing it, and everyone was saying like, this guy, people weren't looking at him when they were drafting him before.
Mm-hmm.
So he has value, and he's like a tough player. Like, he's gonna put his body into everything. That's why he's like chipped his tooth and like bled like I don't know how many games. So it's sad to see him go, but I do think like he's still going to Boston. He knows Ime, and like he knows Tatum and stuff, and I still think it's a good opportunity for him, so he'll be okay.
Yeah.
But that one shocked me.
It'll definitely be a good opportunity for him. And like you were saying, like, it's like that for every sport. Like, I think about it, how crazy it must be to be in that situation. You like buy a house, you're living with your family in this house, and then the next day you just find out you have to leave. It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Before we talk about Harden and Simmons, I saw yesterday they were doing the All-Star draft. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah.
KD and LeBron were picking, and LeBron was trying to make KD pick James Harden so bad. It was so funny. The last two were Rudy Gobert and James Harden, and KD was picking, and he was like, "So I need to add some size to my team," but he already had like Giannis and Nikola Jokic on his team or something like that. He just said that because he didn't want to pick Harden, and LeBron covered his face and started cracking up. I was laughing so hard when I was watching that because like everybody knew, and KD was stone cold. Like he was just no fun guy. He was just sitting there like, I need some big man on my team. It was so funny.
I actually didn't see that, but that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It'll be like everywhere today. I'm sure you'll see it sooner or later. Okay. Now we can talk about the biggest trade, obviously, from yesterday. Harden to the Sixers, Ben Simmons to the Nets. My personal take on it is, I don't know. We'll see. Like it could be that James Harden and Joel Embiid are like one of the best duos ever. Like you never know, but it could also be that they just butt heads and bitch each other all the time. It's kind of hard to tell because James Harden's kind of a player that you really don't know what you're like. You know you're getting a good basketball player, but you don't know what you're getting off the court. And like we all know, Joel Embiid's not like an asshole or anything like that. Like he's a good guy. I feel like he'll try his best to get along with him, but you never know, you know.
Yeah. I saw a tweet yesterday. I can't remember who it was from, but it was like James Harden's gonna have a really hard time like getting an old teammate to speak at his Hall of Fame like induction. And I do think it's true. Like he, time and time again, like he's just beefing with everyone. And yeah, he's like a great player, like undeniably. That and people were saying like, oh, is he gonna even be in the Hall of Fame? Like, well, yeah, he's definitely gonna get there, but it's just like, yeah, he just continuously has the same problems in every team. But I think it is like going back to for the Nets. I think the Nets won.
I do too.
And like you can say stuff about Kyrie. Like I know Kyrie's annoying. Like I find him annoying personally, but he has at least won a ring. Like he has won. In Cleveland of all places. Like yeah, he had LeBron, but like he still definitely contributed to that.
Definitely.
So you can win with Kyrie and like kind of look past him, but I feel like Harden just like it's hard. I feel like you just notice the impact he has like on and off the court, just attitude wise.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy that big three only played 3 games or 16 games. 16 games. That's just wild. I didn't even go through my head.
I'm so glad I was like, I made a YouTube video about that. I was like, they're never gonna win, whatever. But I think that this team can win now. Like Durant is fully capable of leading a team to a championship. I saw these jokes. They were like, finally, like someone help out Patty Mills, like win a ring and stuff. But like, you do have a bunch of guys who have won a championship before on that team. Like even Patty, like he has the right idea character wise and can like push them, and I think that they have a good group.
I think they do too. It'll be, I don't know, Ben Simmons seems that he's kind of the same way as James Harden with the off-court issues, but I feel like he's not as annoying as James Harden seems to be to people. Yeah. I feel like he's just kind of like a self-absorbed kind of person, if you know what I mean. He's like really worried about himself, but I think like him and like Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving are 3 extremely different basketball players. Like wildly different. So I think it'll be really like cool to see how they're gonna play off of each other. And I don't know, like if Ben Simmons, if they work him into the rotation really well, and same with Andre Drummond. I know a couple Sixers fans that were like very pissed that they gave up Andre Drummond.
Yeah, it's okay.
Which I get, but it'll be interesting to see how they mesh. And I also love that Seth Curry went to the Nets. He's a very talented player. I definitely agree with you though. Like Brooklyn definitely won this trade for sure.
Oh yeah, Seth doesn't get enough. I don't know if it's still accurate, but I know that he actually had like for a long time a better 3-point percentage than his brother. Like he like at least like he's not shooting as many, but like when he does, he's making them. Like he was like second to Steve Kerr. I think it was like Steve Kerr, him, and then Steph. So I'm like, he's a good player. I also think like I can't imagine playing under your father-in-law. So Doc was probably like, this is better for you and my daughter. You guys should go to Brooklyn instead.
Yeah, I would be in the same situation if I was him. Sorry if my dog was barking really loudly. I just muted myself. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this whole trade turns out. It's going to be interesting to watch for the rest of the season. But yeah, I'm excited to see.
It will be nice.
All right, cool. We can move past that, and we can talk about our picks for the games this weekend and everything like that. We can start it with our highlight games of the weekend. Um, my highlight game of the weekend will be the Nuggets Raptors. I'm very interested to see how the Raptors have been pretty hot recently. They've been doing pretty solid. That has to do with my player of the week as well. I love Pascal Siakam. I think they're a really good team. And I said it'll be interesting to see if Siakam can keep it going when he's playing Jokic, because obviously he's Nikola Jokic. Both the Raptors and the Nuggets are pretty close in standings, I think. They're like their records are kind of the same, but regardless, I think it'll be a really interesting game, and that one will be my highlight for this weekend.
Nice. I'm gonna go with Nets versus Heat, Saturday 7:30. Really, just like looking to see how the Nets are looking after all these changes. Honestly, but also the Heat have been killing it. Like I think that the East has just like I need to give the East credit where credit's due, and it's stepped up their game, and it's like become a more interesting conference to watch. Like I used to be a real Western Conference girl, but I'm like, I could tune into some Eastern Conference games now and then. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Awesome. All right, cool. So as I said, for Player of the Week this week, I picked Pascal Siakam. Like I said before, as well, the Raptors have been getting pretty hot. So is he. He's had 30, 27, 24, and 33 in the past few games. All wins. Very, very talented basketball player, as we all know. It'll be interesting to see how he does through the rest of the season with the Raptors, and into the postseason if they manage to get in.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see.
Mine is Deandre Eaton. He's been kind of like a highs and lows guy, but this last game he scored 27 points in their win over the Celtics, or not the Celtics, the Bucks. So got my green teams messed up. Um, but yeah, I think that Aiton's another one who's super young. He's only 23. He's grown a lot these past like couple of seasons. I really think that being in the championship, like in that environment, really like upped his game. I wish that he could get his consistency down more. He's actually somebody that they're rumored the Spurs are going to go after in free agency because he wanted more money from the Suns and they didn't give it to him, but he stayed anyways. I'd love to get him. Like, I'd be so happy. But yeah, he's been doing a really great job, so I'm gonna go with him for the player of the week.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved DeAndre Eaton since he got into the league.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we can jump into our lock bets for this weekend. My personal lock bet I picked was in the Timberwolves Bulls game for the T-Wolves to cover +3. That is at -110. I think this is actually going to be a pretty good game because the Timberwolves and the Bulls are both pretty good teams. I mean, the Bulls are obviously better. I think they will pull off the win. That's why I didn't pick the money line for the T-Wolves, but I think because the Bulls are at home, they'll be able to get the win. But I do think the Timberwolves are going to keep it a close game and cover the +3 spread. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Jokic for, if I can find my thing, over 24.5 at -112. They're playing the Celtics. Jokic has been killing it. I think maybe Jokic is fresh on my mind because when they announced DeJounte was an all-star reserve. There was somebody in the comments who said should have been Jokic, and then somebody was like, Jokic was already selected. I was like, I don't think they would have. The All-Star game would have been canceled if Jokic was not selected.
Exactly. There
But,
wouldn't have been an All-Star game. Exactly.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with my guy Jokic.
Cool. All right, cool. So the way we used to do this is we would have two highlight games, which were the two ESPN games, but they no longer do the ESPN games. There's usually an NBA TV game on Friday, and then we decided we'll do the NBA TV game from now on and then pick another game. So this week, the NBA TV game is the Nuggets Celtics. We're talking about the Nuggets a lot today. I just realized a lot. The game tonight is Nuggets Celtics. The lines, the Nuggets come out plus 198 money line and are given +6. Celtics are -240, given -6, and the over under line is 218.5. What are you thinking for this one?
I'm going with the Nuggets for this one at plus 198. I think I haven't positively picked the Nuggets for the past few. I remember last time I really remember talking about the Nuggets was when I did the ridiculous money line with the Spurs to beat them. But to be fair, the Nuggets do deserve to be talked about a lot. They're a talented group. They're a frustrating group because it feels like they're always kind of out pretty soon, and they liked that one season they were playing games where they'd be down 3-1 and then just win a bunch in the playoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Nuggets. I'm just feeling it. I don't have a really good reason, but I'm just picking them for this game.
Fair. Well, I'm on the other side. I picked the Celtics. I think because it's a home game, it's going to be hard for them to take. It's going to be hard for them to stop them. I also think just because the Celtics are a really good basketball team. I mean, obviously the Nuggets are as well. It's definitely going to be a good game. So it's really hard to tell for sure, but I'm leaning towards the Celtics very much so. Mainly because of the home game, and I love Jason Tatum, so maybe a little biased.
That's fair. I love Deuce, his little boy.
His kid is cute. All right, cool. So the last game we picked is actually. Wait. Oh, okay, yeah. The last game we picked has to do with my lock bet for this weekend. We picked the Timberwolves versus the Bulls game tonight at 8. The Timberwolves are getting plus 140 and plus 3. The Bulls are minus 166 and minus 3, and the over-under line is 240.5. This line is so big. I personally think it will hit the under, but watch it hit the over because I seem to just get everything wrong. But it's literally 22 more points than the Nuggets Celtics line, and I don't really know if that is reflective of defense or anything like that, but it's pretty interesting to see. For this one, I picked the Bulls. The T-Wolves are 13-16 on the road compared to the Bulls 19-8 at home. This also has to do with my lock bet, so I picked the Bulls, but hopefully the T-Wolves will cover that spread, like I said. Yeah, I think the Bulls will definitely pull off the win, especially because it's a home game, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see though, as always.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Bulls. Is Zach LaVine back?
I think he is back.
I think that's been a big
he's
made
back.
a huge difference because I noticed them struggling without him, but I'm trying to remember what game it was, but I just was before I was really rooting for them to figure it out when he wasn't there, but now that he's back I'm like, well, I guess he didn't have to. It's fine. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick the Bulls for this one.
Cool. Yeah, I also saw that Anthony Edwards and Taurean Prince were day-to-day, so I didn't really trust that they would pull off a win if literally two of the best players were day-to-day, but yeah. I mean, Cat's fine as always, so
yeah.
All right, well, cool. So that is all we have for now, actually. Those are our games we're picking, and yeah, if anybody has any recommendations for next week's episode, or you guys want to see anything, just please let us know. We'll make sure to take your suggestions. And yeah, do not forget to download the BettorOff app so you can become a better. And yeah, we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.